Philip, what more do we know about Thursday's proceedings?
Well, it's not going to be the longest testimony under oath from these two people that you can imagine. There are 21 members on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Each one will get 5 minutes to question each one of the two people who will be testifying. First of all, Brett Kavanaugh, and then, of course, Christine Blasey Ford. They will not be in the room at the same time. Interestingly enough, all of the Republican members of the Senate Judiciary Committee are relatively old white men, and they have found a solution to looking like they are asking questions that are a little bit tone deaf, as Democrats would describe them. They have brought in a prosecutor from the state of Arizona, someone who they called an assistant, who will be asking a lot of the questions in their place. This is a prosecutor who specialized in sex crimes. So that's what you can expect from tomorrow, to actually not hear that much from the Republican senators on that Judiciary Committee. It will, of course, be our first look at Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. After her allegations came out, after she made her name public in an interview with the Washington Post, she hasn't been seen, and she hasn't really been heard of either. Her lawyer has been speaking for her. So no one really knows what's going to come out of this, how she will perform, so to say, what she will say, what kind of surprises she might bring, and then, of course, what kind of surprises Brett Kavanaugh, the nominee for the Supreme Court seat, might bring. He, of course, has been practicing a lot for this moment, including very publicly in an interview with Fox News just 2 days ago, where he again rejected everything. This is a Supreme Court nominee who says everything that he has been accused of never happened. And remember, it's not just the one accusation of sexual assault coming from Dr. Christine Blasey Ford from the time that they were in high school. There is an additional one of sexual misconduct from Deborah Ramirez from when the two, Brett Kavanaugh and herself, were at university in Yale. That we don't expect, by the way, to be part of that hearing on Thursday.
Philip, given that there are not one but two accusations of sexual assault, why rush the process? Why schedule the confirmation for Friday?
Yeah, it's a good question. Here is what Republicans have come up with. First of all, they want this to be done as quickly as possible. There is no doubt about that, and they have made that publicly very, very clear. They want Brett Kavanaugh to be confirmed as quickly as possible, maybe before other details come out, maybe before this second allegation gets its time in court, so to say, in this case, at the Senate Judiciary Committee. So here's what Republicans have come up with, and they are the ones who are controlling the Senate Judiciary Committee. There is going to be this hearing on Thursday, testimonies under oath from Brett Kavanaugh and from Christine Blasey Ford. On Friday, not necessarily a confirmation vote. This is a vote to get Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation out of the Senate Judiciary Committee and onto the Senate floor, because a Supreme Court nominee has to be voted on by the complete U.S. Senate. That might happen at the beginning of next month. Again, it seems like a bit of a rush job, doesn't it? It's going to be a very tight vote any which way. Republicans have a 51-49 majority in the Senate. Depending on what happens this Thursday and what kind of an impression Brett Kavanaugh gives, well, his place in the Supreme Court might be in some serious danger, considering how tight the power structure is inside the U.S. Senate right now.
Clearly